All right, so for our seated breathing technique, the steps are going to be as follows. We're going to be starting down at the feet. And I want you to think of your feet as tripods. So we're going to get 3 points of contact. One being that big toe knuckle, the second being second being the fifth toe knuckle, and the third one being that heel. So I want you to feel rooted in the bottom of both your feet, and you're going to think about spreading them apart. So we're going to create a little bit of tension here in the lower body, the legs, the hips, and the low trunk and pelvic floor. From here, we're going to start with our breathing technique, and I want you to take a big, giant, deep breath in, thinking about moving the air down the front of your body. So we're going to move the air from your throat, upper chest, mid belly, low belly, and then down into the pelvic floor. So you should feel each of these areas expand outward as you push the air down. From here on the exhales, you're going to think about that air moving up your tailbone, up your spine, and out the crown of your head. So that air is kind of moving in a big circular pattern down the front of the body. Third, the inhale, exhaling up the spine, out the crown of the head. And I want you to start by giving me 2 sets of 5 breaths before we move on. So one repetition would look like this. Now we're making those exhales trying to be twice as long as the inhales. We're gonna start with 2 sets of 5 repetitions of just breathing, starting to feel into your body. The second 2 sets are going to be with our arms in rotation. Take one hand, we're gonna reach it to the back of the neck and kind of rest it there. The other hand is gonna reach up overhead and think about moving it up towards the ceiling. For now, we're gonna start to coordinate our breath with our movement. So we're gonna take a big, giant, deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're gonna rotate towards the side that our elbow is bent. So in this case, my right arm. We're still staying rooted down through the feet, but as we rotate, I want your eyes following your elbows into that rotation. And I don't want you to push through pain. Remember, it's all about the breath. So we're coordinating the breath with our movement and allowing that to dictate how much movement that we actually get. So we're going to get 5 rotations to the right, and then we'll switch sides. And get 5 rotations to the left. The third part of the seated breathing series is going to be our spinal flexion and extension, designed to open up the airways and get some movement through that upper back. I'll turn my chair sideways here so you can see this. We're going to start with taking a big deep breath in, and as we start moving into flexion, we're going to exhale, and we're going to think about moving one little vertebrae at a time down from the back of our neck to our upper back. So you noticed after my deep exhale, after I push out every last little bit of air, my inhale starts with the reversal of that pattern, starting to extend from the lowest portion of our mid-back all the way through the upper back and then through the neck. And as we get to the end of that inhale, we'll pull the shoulder blades back and open up the front of the chest and get as much air as we possibly can get in. You're going to go through that series, flexion, extension, 5 times. That's 5 total breaths with this one as well for 2 more sets. And then we're going to go over our standing technique. So our standing technique is designed to be able to create some internal pressure in the system to give you more power to go ahead and stand up without provoking any pain. So once again, we're going to start at the bottom of our feet. We're going to root through, start to spreading apart, create some tension through the lower body. You're going to take a big deep breath in, exhale, push out all that air. Pushing out all that air is going to pull your rib cage down towards your pelvis and give us a nice alignment here in the trunk. We're going to have our hands on our thighs, pushing down as we're thinking nose over toes to stand up. So one repetition would look like this. Inhale, exhale, then to sit back down, we'll take a big breath in, exhale, air out, hands go on the thighs, push the thighs back with your hands and lower down as slow as you can. Once again, going nose over toes.